Welcome to the Blooming League of Original Podcasts.
G'day and welcome to a festively fabulous Thrash and Treasure, the Torture Chamber musical comedy podcast where two rebels without a Santa Claus jump in their sleighs and go head to head in a game of musical chicken. And speaking of sleighs, I'm Aaron, yes queens, and I'm joined as usual by the gift to all bread kind, because if humans were a tasty Christmas dessert, he'd be a fruity pavlova. He's my co-host Evan, the Christmas elf. Merry Christmas. How are you doing?
Merry Christmas. Not drunk enough yet.
Not drunk enough yet. Was Santa good to you this morning?
Yes. Santa's been very good to me this year. Yes. I've been a good boy.
Guess what?
What?
We have another diva in Satan's workshop today, and she's here to make this the whitest Christmas ever. Oh, wait, that sounded less racist in my head. Anyways, this season's soprano first dawned on the Broadway stage by saying good morning Vietnam in the mega hit Miss Saigon, and with one look at this electrifying entertainer, Andrew Lloyd Webber soon let this star shine down on Sunset Boulevard, which thankfully gave her a slippery stop-off in Urinetown for an appointment with the Golden Boy. No, wait, different show. But it certainly wasn't Jekyll and Hyde. Maybe we can ask Tony Award winner Henry Ivey, whoever he is. And from British royals in the American theatre to being emotionally torn apart by French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte in British theatre, it's only a matter of time before this enchanting chanteuse hits a Parisian theatre as an American politician to complete the triangle, or else my eye will forever twitch. And that's probably not a stretch. Unlike our guest's resume, which has seen 30 Christmases with several more stage appearances in City of Angels, Merrily We Take Me Along, plus creating the role of good old Betty in today's chosen Christmas musical, not to forget the 36 or so screen credits, which have seen her killing it alongside Murder, She Baked in A Story to Die For, a story which sadly isn't how she played mind games on Herman's head, nor that affair with Joshua Jackson. Wait, that's not fair. I don't want to play anymore. I want to go home. Just like this tantalizing talent was right at home in Beauty and the Beast, so she'll fit right in with us. Plus Laws and Orders, FBI, White Collar, Blue Bloods, Elementary, basically all the cop shows ever made, as well as Golden Boy. No, wait, I said that one. Needless to say, there are so many projects you'll tired of hearing them all. So like a needle pulling thread, without further ado, please give the warmest, most Aussiest, Merry Christmas Chook, to the actress, singer, dancer who became fair game to Sean Penn and Naomi Watts, as the day dims on the 10th anniversary of her breezy solo album, The Dimming of the Day. So tonight, she's here for some unfair game on 666 Park Avenue. So welcome to the Torture Workshop, the only person to put the vowel in Days of Our Lives. It's the amazing Anastasia Barzee. Merry Christmas. Welcome to the Torture Chamber.
Oh,
How are you
that was
doing?
fantastic.
Thank you so much. I am just, for those at home, if you follow us on Twitter, my world was shattered last night with that Days of Our Lives pun at 4:30 in the morning. Holy shit. Thank you very much for that, because I'm now dead. This is the Ghost of Christmas Past hosting the show today. So welcome.
Hi.
How are you going?
I'm good. That was hysterical. I need a copy of that.
Yes.
I need that framed and on my wall somewhere. That was fantastic.
I have been asked a few times for a copy. I've told twice that it'll be in their bio, but it's the first time I am going to be plaqued up on someone's wall. That is an honor.
You need to be in my room. It's hysterical.
Thank you so much. I told you I was very proud of that one. It takes a hell of a lot out of me. It's funny because I always ask beforehand, just to make sure, even if I've said their name 1,000 times, just to make sure to pronounce someone's name correctly. But what no one realizes is that those introductions take so much out of me to do, to not screw up every bloody rhyme and sentence and pun, that by the time I get to the name, I don't care, to be honest. I just want to get that thing out and not stumble on all my words. So
no, it's time for a nap.
Yeah. It is. It's time for a lay down. But speaking of which, we've all just woken up. It's Christmas morning. So was Santa good to you this year?
Very good to me. Thank you. Very good. Lots of presents. No coal.
Yep.
It was a good Christmas. I'm wearing my Christmas green for you.
Yep, awesome. Yes, I'm wearing green and red, and I got a
Yes.
Santa hat on, but it is summer in Australia, which means I am currently dying. But I was already dead, so it really doesn't
Yes.
matter, apparently.
The pun killed you.
That did. Yeah, so, okay, now speaking of puns and terrible dad jokes, we have, in the Commonwealth countries, we have a tradition at Christmas called the pantomime. Are you familiar?
I am familiar.
Yes.
When I was working in London, I heard about
Yep.
it. We don't have that in the US.
No.
It's pretty great.
Yes, they
Yeah.
they are cheesy pop songs. They're not original songs, which I'm on a mission now to get some really good original songs in original pantomimes. They're cheesy jokes. They're over the top. Men play women, women play men.
Aren't they like a gateway drug into real musicals?
Yes,
Yeah.
they were very much, and that's how I am
Yeah.
sitting here today. Now, would you consider ever doing one in America?
Oh, I would love to. I don't know that we have the sense of humor for it, though. I mean, I think I've seen them and I think they're hysterical, but I think that, everyone's pretty PC here. I don't know if it would go over well, honestly.
Yeah.
But we would have to see, right?
Yeah, no.
It'd be fun to see.
Thought about it for a while, but I think there is a lot of 30 Rock and Community, and there is a very intelligent satirical sense of humor in American entertainment, which you also do get in British humor, but you also get a really absurd. So I would be interested to see, would that work? Could that work? Because the straight up Christmas musical, which we're obviously going to get to one today, but it's a modern crowd of now standing up and screaming for Jagged Little Pill. So you know what I mean? Like that classic music. I mean, everyone's excited about Funny Girl, being a classical musical, but there seems to be that whole museum pieces versus something new. And well, I say go for it. A producer, if anyone's listening, grow a pair and put on a Christmas pantomime. They're cheap and easy. You can get big name stars to do a cameo.
Yeah, maybe it's time for some good silly.
It is.
We've all been through it.
Speaking of silly, I have to say, in Australia, your surname would actually be Barzee.
Oh.
Yes, because we don't say Z, we say Z.
I like that, Barzee.
I still read it as Barzee.
Did you?
It's
Yeah,
Barzee.
I did too, but I'm just being a smart ass there. But also,
I believed you.
you did. Now I have to ask, does anybody call you Stasi Barzee?
Oh,
Because I would love to, for the rest of my life, call you Stasi Barzee.
I think you need to. I have been called Stasi. Do you know Jeff McCarthy? He's an American musical theater mostly.
Yeah.
Star guy, been in a million shows. He calls me Stasi. So you're not the first Stasi, but I like Stasi Barzee. It's good. No, I've been called everything from Anastasia to euthanasia. So
Oh, God.
I answer to anything. I know it's dark for Christmas. Oh my gosh.
Goodness gracious way. This is lockdown. This is what I've been doing, thinking too much, basically.
Yes.
But anyways, we'll move on to heavy metal. Speaking of silly stuff, have you had any experience over the years with metal or heavy metal, new metal, glam metal?
You know, I appreciate it. I've never sung it. I don't think I have the voce for that kind of thing. The closest I got to that stuff was maybe singing in top 40 bands in college, but I do appreciate it. And I have two young boys, and I have to say I proudly raised them on everything, including, AC/DC and Ozzy Osbourne and I'm trying to think, Twisted Sister, and anything that would kind of get the energy out at night. So I have a great appreciation for the metal.
Awesome.
Oh, good.
Yeah, look, I absolutely know that getting the energy out at night. Maybe I should start doing that, listening to the metal at night. What am I talking? I do. Yeah, okay, so this week Evan found a Christmas album by Halford the Third.
Halford.
I don't know who that is. Would you like to tell everyone what you chose and why? Because Anastasia, for those at home, had suggested Ozzy Osbourne, because obviously you just mentioned that. And I was hoping that he had done a Christmas album at some point. So we went looking and we found this one, and I dropped it by you, and you responded positively to it. So Evan, what was your motivation for this one?
Well, they are actually few and far between. Like, if you look up, metal Christmas albums, there's literally hundreds of them, but they're all compilations.
Yeah.
They're all one band does one cover of a
Oh.
traditional song, and then they'll do a compilation. That's it. And like compilations don't really count in this context.
Well,
You
yeah,
like to have an album by an artist. So
not for a musical, but we may do a horror movie soundtrack at some point, and they're full of heavy metal compilations. So,
yeah, true.
but a compilation of covers is a different matter.
Mm.
But it is about interpretation. We are a music commentary show.
There's a couple of good ones. Like Twisted Sister did a really good Christmas album by themselves, but we just did Twisted Sister, so I had to choose something else.
Yep.
And I stumbled across this. I hadn't actually heard this before myself either before listening to it and choosing it. But he has sat down and written a new Christmas album, and he's had a good crack at writing some new Christmas songs, which is not the easiest thing to do. Not since possibly was it Mariah Carey? Is to write a new Christmas song that has actually stuck and get airplay.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the last time it's happened.
Yeah.
So it's not an easy thing to do. Not to say that any of these original songs by Judas Priest frontman have stuck, but he's had a crack at it, and good on him for trying. And yeah, some of the covers in this are just spectacular.
Are they?
They are. O Come Emmanuel is just brilliant.
It's great.
Well, we'll find out. But before I get onto your thoughts, Evan, can I quickly read through my review? Because otherwise you might squash all my jokes.
Oh yeah, Aaron needs to rip it to pieces first.
I'm not. It's Christmas morning. The only thing I am ripping into are my presents, which, as I say, I already got, and it was an electronic ticket. So really, I ripped nothing this morning except my back when I bent over. Anyways, so I've written a review. Would we like to quickly hear it?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
And then I can shut up. When I first saw the cover, I had that feeling which I always got from my relative's Christmas lunch: dread, followed by diarrhea. So I pressed play on the Spotify, and oh boy, what can I say? And this album was a choice. I never knew Doctor Who villains had released so many albums. Yet being British robots, it doesn't surprise me that they'd try for a Christmas #1 album. But was this album a #1? Or just plain #2? It was interesting, melodramatic, camp, but also grinding with guitars and drums that I think were programmed. I don't know. When it comes to metal, I am definitely #2, which subsequently, 2, is what I may have scored this album, if not for the sheer audacity of it. Halford the Third must have huge, shiny baubles hanging from his tree. Also, I have to say, putting We Three Kings as the second track just shows that not even an artist of Halford the Third's caliber can count. We Three Kings should be the third track, and these metal albums are making my eye twitch harder than having to see my relatives every Christmas, or any time of the year for that matter. Viva la lockdown. But was this album a gift of a hit, or was this an unmerry Christmas? 3 stars. Maybe.
3 stars.
Again, it was really ballsy. It was melodramatic. There was some madrigal singing, which I always enjoy. The madrigal, it makes me skip around like an idiot. But would I put it on at Christmas, or any of these songs onto my Christmas playlist? I don't know, because the programming I think was a bit too repetitious, and Christmas is depressing enough for us all, that to have an album like this on, it's like, I know, because I'm a bit of a curmudgeon throughout the year. But Christmas, I don't know why. I'm not even religious. I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious. But Christmas, I'm always full of joy. I don't know why. I like get socks and deodorant. There's no thrill anymore, is what I'm saying. My thrill is playing Santa to my nephew for the past 11 years, which has been probably the greatest joy in my life, getting to go toy shopping every year. But anyways, so yeah, I don't know, because this was a bit depressing, melodramatic.
Depressing. Okay, fair enough.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, see, normally at Christmas, I have like a metal Christmas compilation that I'll chuck on.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, there's a couple of compilations, and I'll just mash them together and just hit shuffle. But then, after an hour or two, it's like, all right, that's enough of that. There's something about doing metal covers of Christmas standards. I can only really tolerate them on Christmas morning for a while, and then we'll do a traditional Christmas mix, and then it's just, whatever usual, just standard radio. But I am definitely adding this to my Christmas list, playlist. Yeah, I loved it. It's certainly the playing is spectacular. I mean, Rob Halford is he literally is the metal god.
Sorry,
I
who?
think Rob Halford.
Who's that?
Oh.
I could not say that with a straight face at all. Anyways, go.
Oh, for God's sake! I can't believe I still fall for your bullshit.
You do every time.
So yeah, he's the front man of Judas Priest. These guys have been around since 1969.
Oh.
It's just an incredible voice. Yeah, he's done, I think I counted, I tried to figure out what album number this was, but he's done so many different projects over the years. I'd have to lay it all out in a freaking spreadsheet. But he's 32 albums in total so far, and he's 70 now. I think he was still going as of a couple of years ago. They were still touring probably up until COVID. And it's funny you should mention Ozzy Osbourne. He has actually sung for Black Sabbath. He can just step in and cover a concert. He's done it on a few different occasions, where he's just stood in for Ozzy Osbourne because he had bronchitis or something, and done 2 shows of just Black Sabbath. He'll just get up and stand in and do shows, which I can't think of anyone else who could just stand in for another band and the fans would go mental anyway.
Mike Patton.
Yeah. But whether you're prepared and know everything off the top of your head at short notice to be able to just stand in and play another band's songs, that's pretty impressive.
I'm sorry, but did you know Mike Patton? I found this out this week because we're recording next week with a guest who has a 5-octave range. Mike Patton has a 6-octave range.
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I only, off the top of my head, I know he's got like 4 distinct voices that he sings in, and he'll chop and change mid-song, and it's incredible. Yeah, didn't realize there was 6.
Yeah, 6 octaves. Well, some of us have 4 voices we hear, but anyways.
He does everything from, Italian opera. I mean, he moved to Italy to learn Italian, to go and sing Italian opera. The guy's got chops.
And an open invitation to come on this show. I say that.
Yeah, Mike Patton. Yeah,
oh
right.
my God.
Yeah.
We won't ever forget. But I gave Faith No More's album 5 stars, I think, or 4.
Yeah.
So please hear this, universe. Anyways, continue. Sorry, and then we'll get on to...
I certainly love this album. I really enjoyed it. I was really digging it. I'm a little disappointed that I think track 6, Christmas for Everyone, there's a line in it. He says, Christmas comes for everyone. And I was waiting for it to be sinister, but it's not. It's all about, the joy is coming for everyone. I was like, oh, you could have done a bit of tongue in cheek, I don't know, a little horror movie. Something that I was expecting sinister and it didn't come. But yeah, O Come Emmanuel, I'm just in love with. It's so well done. Apparently a lot of standard Christmas songs are in the key of C, which a lot of metal songs are also in. So they do translate really well most of the time. If you pick the right people to sing the right songs, yeah, they can turn out really good. And I think this is one of them. I love this. And he did do another Christmas one as well. Called Celestial, which was only like 2019, and I haven't had a chance to listen to that.
Well,
unfortunately.
We haven't picked the album for Chris Sarandon's episode, and we've got 2 weeks to decide on that. We've got less than 2 weeks, because we're recording in 2 weeks with him.
Well, I can't choose him again.
We could do a half or the third double, would make him half or the 6th, if I can count. A video of 2 people's arms playing the music of Company was posted, so I retweeted it saying Company was written before Stephen Sondheim had his 3rd and 4th arms removed. No one got it.
Oh God, I get it.
One person.
It's great.
It's just one of those absurd, stupid jokes that how do you not read that and just hit the retweet button, people? It's so depressing. But anyways, sorry, I had to bring that up there. What were we talking about? Okay, yeah, so we can do him again if we want to do the double with that. But Anastasia, as our guest,
Yes.
Did you have a listen to this album?
I did. And I have to say that I naively never knew that metal Christmas music was a thing.
Yeah. I don't know if it still is, but
yeah, no, it's a big thing. You, like I said, you put Metal Christmas into Spotify, and it's a very long list.
I was amazed, and I loved it. As soon as she sent it to me, I went, "Oh my God, this is fantastic!" It really is. The Oh Holy Night is incredible.
Yeah, I do quite like. That's my favorite Christmas carol.
It's mine too. I think
Yeah.
that's why I love it the most. But it's just so good, and I thought, oh, I can't wait to just sneak this in at Christmas time because everyone's expecting to hear all the the usual stuff that we hear in every store from the time Halloween happens. And this is just so refreshing and so great. I really liked it. I dug it.
Yeah, awesome.
Wow.
My other favorite carol is Channing. Anyways, that took a second.
I got that one.
You really need a rim shot, man.
Yeah,
Where is it?
I know, right?
Come on.
No, I hear it in my head. That's fine.
That's all. It's there.
It was, as I say, it was interesting. I thought it was interesting, and I guess I have heard enough punk covers of things that I didn't necessarily see it as fresh, but that's probably why I also saw it as depressing, because punk is so cheeky, as I keep saying on this show.
But again, there was even a punk Christmas album we were looking at.
Yeah, we were.
But that was cheating because you'd automatically like it.
Rose Carla Glasses is my drag queen name. It is not how I live my life, okay? Plain and simply. I'm not that biased. I'm happy to rip shit into punk. If it's not good, that's not what this show's about. But anyways, I think, yes, enough ribbon of the medal.
Oh,
Christmas pun for you. Didn't get that one.
I did.
So if you would you give it a score, Anastasia, what would you give it?
Between what and what?
Out of 5, I guess we go, or whatever you like.
Out of 5? Oh, I might give it a 4+.
Yeah.
I really liked it. I really did.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean that. Yeah, he's a seasoned vocalist. He's got a hell of a voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, he literally is. His nickname is Metal God. He's been.
Then why is he using a vocoder? Is that what it is? Or a thing that makes him sound robotic?
A tuning thing?
I'm not
Auto-tune?
sure of the actual ins and outs of the recordings.
Oh, hang on, no, the vocoder I think is what you record a loop into, and then you press it to hear your voice loop back.
Oh.
I don't bloody know.
Yeah, no,
Goodness gracious me, I'm making stuff up.
I just thought of that as kind of the style. I didn't think of that as, I don't know.
No, I don't think he runs effects on his voice, as far as I know.
All right.
I'd have to do more research on that one, but I don't think so. I mean, God, 69, we didn't have effects on voices in real time.
No.
But this wasn't recorded in 69.
No, this is 2009. This is quite recent.
That's a redundant point. Sorry to say. I'll give it another listen.
Is that first song, Get Into the Spirit, is that an original?
Yes.
I think, yeah.
Yes.
That's his original. Okay, that's wild.
Yeah, there's a couple. There's 4 actually. Christmas for Everyone, I Don't Care, Light of the World, and Get Into the Spirit. And Get Into the Spirit was the single that he released for it as well.
Right.
So yeah, half of the album is original. Like I said, to have a crack at writing original Christmas songs, not the easiest thing to do without, everything's been done,
It's true. And everyone wants to do that because they know it's a huge moneymaker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if you can nail something that sticks.
Yeah.
That and a TV theme or a commercial jingle.
Mm-hmm.
Those 3 things, you are set for life, I would say. But sadly, Light of the World was not the Godspell song of the same name. Well, we'll move on. We'll throw to a quick ad break. Did I have a pun written for that? I can't even find my cheat sheet. I had a big... Because when I lie down to sleep, I actually work. This sounds ridiculous, but...
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I do all my best work on my back.
Oh.
Anyways.
Oh, God.
Goodness.
You're in the wrong profession, mate.
You don't know me. Anyways, enough Christmas roasting. We'll be back after these messages. G'day listeners, Aaron here. As you might remember from our Caroline O'Connor episode, Evan was incapacitated so wasn't able to join us, but he was sent on the mission to listen to Mac and Mabel and dive into that. So let's find out if that's what sent him to hospital.
Yeah, I did. I gave it a few listens. Look What Happened to Mabel is a really cool song.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever He Ain't was also another great one. Oh, I just did not have enough time. I can't even comment on the music because I've got a couple of others in my head. Right, so this is only 74 recording?
No, 1995.
95 recordings. I'm not even looking.
You're looking at the wrong one.
Yeah, yeah. Although the song titles are still correct.
Yeah. The show was originally a bit of a flop.
Like I said, literally, this is where I had fallen over and spent the next 3 weeks in bed.
That's all right.
I actually saw Todd Bonapane was singing Wherever He Ain't in his bathtub as well.
Maybe that's where I knew it from.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, I thought I'd heard that before somewhere, and I don't think it was Todd's bathtub.
Okay,
either.
yeah, good. Oh, excellent, Evan. You're validating me right now because I have been asking everyone, where's this song from? Is it from a commercial or whatever? In the episode, I talk
Well, that's
about
possible. That's
knowing
possible.
4 songs from this show, but only
Mhm.
knowing that 2 of them came from this show. But I didn't know that the other 2 came from the show until we started doing this episode.
Right.
Because I was only familiar with those 2 songs, Whatever Happened to Mabel and Hundreds of Girls. Now, Hundreds of Girls, did you find that remarkably sexist in today's times?
It's right. I was listening to it and I'm going, I wonder if this is satire or not. I need to go and, find out.
No, it's a true story. They're real people.
Yeah, no, I did raise an eyebrow, sort of going, hang on. I know it's 1974 when it was initially written.
Yeah.
So, things get, snuck by.
Yeah.
And they go, no, let's keep it all, keep it all true to the original. You can't go changing lyrics of someone else's songs, even if they might be a little dodgy.
Yeah, I hate it when they do that. I really do. We shouldn't be judging the art, which is a comment on a point of time. Judge the point of time. Artists quite often are making things as a comment on that point of time. So don't judge the artist, judge the society. Anyways, that's my little spiel.
And Tap Your Troubles Away
Yep, knew that.
Is that's ringing a bell too.
That was in the Muppet Show with Gilda Radner. I got it right this time.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so funny. I watched it the other day.
I remember that one. Yeah, I do remember that. That must be where I know it from.
Yeah, but Wherever He Ain't, I can't remember. Might have been in the Muppet Show.
Don't know. I know I've heard that before though. And that hasn't happened in a while. There's been a lot of musicals where over and over and over, just I haven't heard any of these before. They're not even in the older ones that don't break through into commercials or movies or whatever. But Wherever He Ain't, I definitely have heard that before somewhere.
Yeah, so have I.
Yeah, unfortunately, I just didn't have enough time with it. I was just laid up in bed, feeling like absolute garbage.
That's okay.
I just couldn't even look at a phone to research anything. That was where I've literally checked out of society for like the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I got over it. Now I'm watching Gypsy.
It's a score. You'll have to give it a 5 stars just to apologize to the creators of Mac and Mabel and Caroline O'Connor.
I have to apologize? What
Yeah.
for? I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Other than
I don't know. It was a funny moment, Evan. You laughed, and that was good. We can end it on that. Anyways, we're back with Thrash and Treasure. I'm Aaron, that's Evan, and we are joined by Broadway Beauty Anastasia Barzee, or as I am personally going to call her, Starzy Barzee for the rest of my life. Now, speaking of stars, you released your solo album, Dimming of the Day. Are we ever going to get a follow-up about Evan, the dimwit of the day? Or just a follow-up? Any title.
A follow-up? I would love to. It kind of just hasn't happened. I was thinking I worked on a Burt Bacharach show that did, pretty well in New York, and we were going to do that. We were going to record that. I don't know what happened, but I would still like to do that. I have a bunch of beautiful arrangements that we did for that Kevin Hayes did. And I have a couple of Burt Bacharach songs, one in particular that was brand new, has never been recorded. So, and I had his blessing. So yeah, I need to get on that again. It's a big undertaking and get other jobs and other things and family, and you go, oh God, right, I got to do the Bacharach thing. So thank you for reminding me. I would love to do another one. Yeah.
Because it was released 10 years ago in September.
I know.
Now, those songs, were they original? Because I didn't recognize any.
No, only the very last one, April Moon, is original, but everything else is, there's Rufus Wainwright in there. There's
oh, that's why I don't listen.
Randy Newman. You don't listen to him.
Oh no, I love Randy Newman.
There's a Randy Newman. There's a Paul Simon.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'd have to go back and look at it. It's been a while since I've looked at that. Kate Bush.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, it's quite eclectic. It's what I wanted to do. I didn't really wanted to do the traditional musical theater album. A lot of people,
Thank you.
Those of us that do that or did that, primarily for a living, you go and you do an album and they do all this musical theater songs. And I just thought, no, but there is one, the Andrew Lloyd Webber, Nothing Like You've Ever Known is in there. But we did it as a tango. So we totally, if you listen to the two of them, they're you almost unrecognizable, but it's the same song. And I'm very proud of the work we did on that, trying to do something different. Yeah.
Yeah. That's quite, I thought it was breezy and chilled and jazzy. It was a really lovely album. And
thank you.
Maybe it was the arrangements is why I didn't recognize any of the songs, because as we've established on this show, Aaron doesn't pay attention to lyrics. Ever, apparently.
I did actually. I listened to your album yesterday, and listened all the way through, and it's like it was cool. It's not my thing. Just putting it out, not my thing. And then I hit, but then it hit the last song, April Moon. I'm like, yeah, this is excellent. I really love the last song. And then you've just said, oh yeah, that was the one original.
That's so great.
So yeah, more of that. Take that last song and. Yeah, more of that, please.
All right. It's a very sweet, simple melody, and good.
Yeah, it's just got more. I don't know. It's got a bit more passion, a bit more oomph in it.
Oh, all right.
Was the rest are all very laid back and I don't want to say lounge singing, but
moody.
Yeah,
they're moody.
Yeah, and then you get all upbeat and excited in the last track, and it's like, oh, you waited 13 songs to to get up. But no.
That's what fast forwards for.
I wouldn't skip a guest's album. Jeez. Rude.
Well, speaking of moody, you are an April baby and you share a birthday with the most moodiest person I know, my dad.
Oh.
So I apologize for that.
Oh, your dad and I also share with Barbara Streisand and Shirley MacLaine.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
How about that? Go tell your dad that.
From the April baby birthday to Jesus's birthday here in December, because we are going to do White Christmas. And thank you for your reaction to that joke at the start of your introduction, because when I wrote that was another one where I lost a lung. Will I get in trouble for that one? I don't care. Anyway, so we did White Christmas, which you played good old Betty in the on the stage version. Did you play it on Broadway or just in California?
I didn't. I did the original in San Francisco with Brian Darcy James, and then we did it in Los Angeles at the Pantages. And then I can't remember if it was the next year. It was 2 years later when it was coming to Broadway, and I was pregnant with my first son, Henry.
Yep.
And then it came back the following year, and I was pregnant again with my second son, Gene.
It's White Christmas, not Tired Christmas.
No. And they were trying to, the second time around, they were like, well, how pregnant will you be? And I was just like, I can't do this show. pretending to not be pregnant.
Nicole Kidman did in Moulin Rouge when she was coming down on that swing in her corset. She broke a rib.
Oh, right. Oh, I remember that.
From that. And Madonna doing Evita. Yeah. Hang on, was she pregnant? No, it was Madonna was pregnant. Sorry, Nicole broke a rib, not pregnant. Completely unrelated.
No. I think Nicole Kidman was pregnant during that.
Was she? Oh.
I think she was.
Oh, fancy that. Oh, good old Nicole.
We're going to have to look it up.
We will. I definitely.
They're better men than I, Gunga Din, because I wasn't going to do it, so.
Yeah, no, that's it. Look, no woman should have to, I don't think anyways.
No.
But this week, one person did have to do something, and that was Evan had to endure or listen to, hopefully enjoy White Christmas, the classic musical movie by Irving Berlin. Oh God, when you have a name.
Irving Berlin.
I know, when your name is an almost rhyme. That's why I brought up the Stasi Barzee thing, because Anastasia Barzee, it just so. I'm not even going to say it.
Irving Berlin. There, I did it.
Yes, him.
Him. Oh God.
Bloody rhymes. Anyways, Evan, what did you think of this classic?
Well, although I haven't had time to go and get a Christmas hat or anything, but Christmas is a big deal around here. We've got boxes and boxes of decorations, and the whole house gets done, and the front gets done, and I have to do all the lights. And Christmas is a big deal. We go the real tree. So yeah, we do chuck on a lot of the old standards. Let it snow and White Christmas.
No,
and all
no,
that
no,
kind
no,
of
no.
thing.
Let it now.
This is, for God's sake.
Jeopardy, Saturday Night Live. Anyways, go.
Right. Yeah, I do regret I haven't had enough time. I wish I had have watched White Christmas as a film, because I've been I listen to this and, blind, and then I start researching backwards. And I'm actually surprised that this as a musical isn't really that old. I initially thought, this must be one of those that just keeps getting done every year and has been going forever. Obviously the original song is 1940 something, 6 off the top of my head.
It was written for the film, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the musical's made from the film. But I'm amazed it took so long for that to happen. Was it 2000 that it was put on stage? No?
2000, no, later than that. 2003, 2004.
Oh my God, I had it up here a second ago and now it's gone.
Not 2000, 2003 maybe, or 2004.
No, okay, so yeah, sat down, let's do it. I really did dig this.
Oh.
How can you not get into it? It's a Christmas album, and it's a good Christmas album. And same kind of thing. They're having I don't know how many songs in the show are from the film or how many are new original songs. I really wish I had time to sit down and watch the film. I put it on in the car. We were, going out to lunch, sort of played it to my wife. And funnily enough, the one comment that she came out with, which was what I was thinking as well, was the songs. I'm not sure who the male voice is. Is it Brian?
Brian Darcy James?
Brian James? Yes. Yeah. I don't know much about him either, unfortunately. But the songs where you were partnered with him, she's going. My wife's basically, she listened and went, she's knocking it out of the park, and he's not at that level.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay. So now I don't know who Brian James is.
That's her friend you are talking about, Evan.
Yeah, I'm not sure who I'm talking about.
He's fantastic.
I know.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You are so embarrassing.
He and I sing the duet on my album, Dimming of the Day.
Yeah.
It's me and Brian, too.
I am
okay.
sorry,
No,
Anastasia.
it's fine. It's fine. Listen, this is what's beautiful about opinions. Everyone can have one.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't care. Trust me. He would laugh.
We're going to get to more of his shows at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, he's wonderful.
But yeah, no, you're it is suck up to the guest day today, because I mean your performances in Sisters, Love Sisters,
Thank you.
pretty much all the standout songs are songs that you are singing in.
Thank you.
It's the women's. It's, as I keep saying, female vocalists are everything.
Yeah. Oh, your vibrato is just buttery smooth.
Thank you.
And there's so much range and so much power, and there is, I think, one of the big notes of the whole album, I'm pretty sure, was you. Oh yeah, and I was really impressed. I'm amazed. Like I said, I'm amazed this hasn't been done years ago. That there's not any other. Are there any other Christmas musicals?
Oh yeah,
there must be.
A Christmas Story.
We Need a Little Christmas. Annie is a Christmas musical. A New Deal for Christmas is in that.
Yeah, I was surprised to not hear that many sort of Christmas-orientated songs.
Rent.
What? Rent?
Rent
Really?
is a Christmas musical. Yes, there's a song called Christmas Bells. There's a whole 8-minute song where they sing about Christmas bells. And someone's trying to buy drugs on the street or sell drugs. Anyways, it's a whole thing.
Yeah, I've done a bit of reading on the film and the basic synopsis, and I was like, why are there songs about synopsis? Yeah.
You did say synopsis. Synopsis.
Yeah. Synopsis, whatever. It's my
I think
synopsis.
they're two I think one of them's weather. Anyways, go.
Anyway, yeah, because you've got songs about generals and like unemployed generals, and I guess it's all about the war, and I'm like, how do these fit in to a Christmas story? I suppose I would love to sit down and watch the film. I haven't got around to doing it. I couldn't find a pro shot or even a bootleg. I couldn't find anything. There's a few clips of songs, but there's so many different productions. It was I just wish I had more time with it. But I loved it. I really dug it. I would definitely put it on again. I think it would definitely chuck it on. Oh, Snow was an interesting song as well. I'm not sure who is that. Is that in the film originally or?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm just wondering who would want to wash their hair with snow. It seems to be an odd thing to do with snow.
Again, Evan, you don't know me. Anyway, snow is refreshing, so you'd be surprised.
Bloody cold.
Yeah.
I don't want to stick my head in the snow. I've done that. I was very small and fell off my sled.
In like Iceland and Scandinavian countries, they go into a sauna and then jump into an ice lake and then go into the sauna and then into the ice lake. I can't even get out of my shower without wanting to kill myself because it's cold and it's a tiny room and I have to put the heater on, which I had to fight to get. Anyways.
It's supposed to be good for your skin. I think that whole jumping from one to the other is supposed to be good for your skin. I don't know. They've got good skin.
Yeah, exactly.
The Swedes,
I have never seen snow. I've never built a snowman or peed my name in snow.
Oh, this is so sad.
I know. Bloody Australia. Goodness gracious me. We do have snowfields.
Are you in Florida at the moment?
Me? I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, you're in LA.
I'm in LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Does you get snow in LA? I don't know.
No. Up in the mountains, there might be snow in the wintertime, but I just moved out here. I've been in New York forever, so I've had plenty of snow.
Where the hell did I get Florida from?
I'm from Miami. Maybe that's why.
Right. Okay.
I'm from Miami.
It was mentioned there somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so snow. Yeah.
How Deep is the Ocean? That was a standout favorite. That was really, really well done.
That's a pretty song too. Those arrangements are good too. Larry Blank did those arrangements, and they're perfect. I just feel like he hit the perfect note on all of those.
Yeah.
And we had a big orchestra. I think we had 17 pieces, which now is unheard of. So the sound of the show was really quite beautiful.
Yeah, see, again, I'm playing it to the wife and she's going, it sounds really dated. I'm like, but that's what they're going for.
Exactly.
They're going for, obviously the film is in the 50s, 54, I think the film was.
It's very true to the film. Very true to the film. I mean, it does not deviate. It really doesn't. It's almost word for word,
Well, so there's a lot of, what is it? Xylophones, glockenspiels, muted trombones? Is that I hear a lot of that.
I think they're trumpets, and there's a lot of
trumpets with the things in the ends. I'm sure it's muted.
Yeah, he does a lot of that.
There's a lot of that all the way through it, really capturing the period with a lot of those. But like I said, that's what they were aiming for, and they nailed it. Yeah. Rather than when they revive an old show and will, like Guys and Dolls, where they revive an old show and they'll make it sound exactly like the original, and I'm like, I kind of wish they'd updated it, but this was aiming for the period and they nailed it. And I'm sorry, but your singing in it is just phenomenal.
Oh, thank you, sir.
It's amazing.
Yeah, kiss us.
Thank you. It was a good time.
But and it's a good solid Christmas album. There's plenty of Christmas songs in it. Apart from even disregarding White Christmas itself, I love good. I would definitely listen to it again. I would definitely chuck it on at Christmas. I want to see more. I want to see a pro shot or something. Would be nice, because there's a whole tap number in the middle. I'm like, I really wish I could see what was going on here.
Your biggest hope there might be that it's about to start touring the UK. There's a new production, and the UK lately have been doing a lot of filming things live or streaming it live to cinemas and stuff like that. So that's a hope for you there.
Yeah, okay. Who was doing the tap dancing, by the way?
That's Jeffrey Denman and Meredith Patterson are they're the dance leads, the second dance leads. Yeah, they were wonderful. They did it for years and years after. I think they did it for like 12 years. They'd go out and do it every Christmas.
Oh, wow. Now, Blue Skies, was that written for this film? Or was that just a standard that was
I think that was just a standard that they put in there. Yeah.
Because I do like that song.
Oh, it's a great song. That's a great number, actually. That's a great visual. Visually, it's a beautiful number with the whole ensemble is in it, and there's great dancing, and yeah.
So it sounds like it was
Mm.
successful. I'm so surprised.
Yeah, well, we are big Christmas fans anyway, just in general. So it's going to score points, and I'm going to give it a chance because it's a Christmas.
It's Christmas.
Because it's Christmas. Like I said, we go overboard for Christmas, and we've got Christmas earrings and Christmas jumpers, and you name it.
Cute.
We go stupid. So I would definitely chuck this on at Christmas. And I really dug it. I really did.
It was so funny that you go all out for Christmas, because we've just done Nightmare Before Christmas with Chris Sarandon, obviously, who was the voice of Jack Skellington. Like, how am I getting Jack Skellington on my show for a Christmas episode? What the hell is going on in this world? However, we go all out for Halloween.
Right. Yeah, we do a bit of Halloween as well, but we only go out the front. Like Christmas, we do the whole house. Halloween, we just do the front. We set up a little table. We do trick or treats. We don't have them come to the door. We set up a table. I put this screen behind me, I set up in the window, and it plays, animations of things jumping out, and So we're trying to scare kids.
Awesome.
And this year I've got a heap of Bluetooth speakers, and I'm going to cast like spooky sounds and put the Bluetooth speakers out the front, down the driveway, so you'll have, zombie noises coming from different directions and that kind of thing.
Oh, great.
Yeah, just little stuff.
We should do a Foley session, Evan, because you're really talented at creating stuff. I'm so desperate to do Foley because it just looks fun. So Foley is creating sound effects. So
okay.
All those shitty sound effects that are free online are really, really bad. I would rather create my own. Like, we could set up a website and put it. Anyways, why am I talking about this now?
You've got a guest. Shut up.
Yeah. I saw this movie maybe when I was 10, so I don't have memories of it. And I tried to find it on streaming, but I couldn't. So unfortunately, I didn't get to relive it, but I did relive the album quite a few times because, yes, it's cheesy fun. It is.
Mm-hmm.
It's sweet. And it's innocent, and it's that classical American musical theater. That's what it is, straight up, with a Christmas flavor, obviously. So I quite enjoyed it. So Evan, what score did you give it?
Yeah, it'll have to be in the 4s, definitely, because it just slots in for achieving, like I said, for a new musical. Like I said, I'm not sure how many songs are original for the show and how many are from the movie, but you said it's quite true to the movie. It certainly nailed that traditional Christmas sound and feel. Yeah, it'd have to be a 4-point something. 4-point bloody... I'm trying to think of Christmas decorations. So my brain just broke.
If you want to go up to 10 so that you're not doing like 4.3758 or the bloody formula for pi, you're more than welcome to, just to make it a bit easier for you.
Yeah. 4 plus tinsel. There we go.
4 plus tinsel, you dork.
4 plus tinsel.
Anyways, yeah. So, Ed, what is your favorite memory from working on this? Because obviously it was sort of a couple of years ago that and you recreated this role. So that's obviously something that would be a personal attachment.
No, it's one of my things that I and I haven't been able to do it recently, that I used to love to do is try to put a spit take. Always put a spit take in anything I did, and I got one in this, and I was very, very proud of it. And it was in the scene, an early scene where Brian and I first meet Bob. His name is Bob. I think it's Bob. And we first meet, and he asked me some question if I had children, and I do a wonderful spit take that would go all over him. And it was very satisfying. And I was very happy that I was able to slide that in. And that also all years later, and I bet whenever the UK does their tour, Betty's going to spit take, and it's all because I spit take in rehearsal, and they all went, oh my God. Yep. So that's my proudest moment of White Christmas, that it forevermore has a spit take because of me.
Awesome. And in the time of COVID, that's what the world needs.
Yes, I wonder how they'll do that. Oh.
Who knows?
Oh, maybe, who knows? God, I hope they don't lose the spit take to COVID. We've lost so much. Don't make us lose a spit take.
Yeah, I saw someone tweeted something to the choreographer of White Christmas, Stephen Mear, said, "I'll give so and so a hug for me." And I read that and I'm like, yeah, no, in a post-Me Too, post-COVID world, they're not passing on that hug for you, honey. Sorry
No,
about
you're
that.
gonna get this, the little elbow.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what we
it.
all
Yeah.
do.
An
Yeah.
awkward one at that, from a distance, leaning forward.
No one really knows what to do. Like when you do see someone and you normally would hug, or it's this very kind of strange moment of, oh, what are we comfortable with? It's a new world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was even yesterday. My wife works at 7-Eleven, and they're introducing these new not slushy machines. They're like fruit juice machines. Anyway, they're doing a tutorial on how to use them, and everyone's got different flavors, and they're all trying them. And they're literally like sharing their drinks around and going, here, have a try of this, have a try of that. And my wife's sitting there going, you're not sucking my straw. That's not, we can't do this anymore.
No, it's
the things need to change.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a little.
Now I have imagine though, if we're greeting each other with our elbows, what would happen if the aliens come down and we're like greeting each other with our elbows? What would they think of us? Anyways, okay, so I have a question that we're going to settle after the ad break. And you at home can play along and tweet us your thoughts on this. It's from The Sound of Music. Is My Favorite Things a Christmas song? So think about that, and we'll be back after this ad break. G'day listeners, Aaron here. While you're topping up your coffees, did you know that you can support our show and go on a fantastically scary adventure at the same time? Go to www.thetonistantales.com/bookstore to grab your copy of The Toniston Tales, a darkly funny Aussie trilogy about a young boy who rescues injured animals in his spare time and the roller coaster ride he's taken on by a literal fish out of water. Written by me, the village idiot of Thrash and Treasure, you'll come to love Toniston Turnbull and the dozens of wacky characters that he meets along the way. And here is a sneak peek. After barely 3 hours of light sleep, Toniston Turnbull slowly opens his eyes, his body feeling heavier than it ever has before. Not from extra weight, from tiredness and stress. Polly sighs in the shadows behind him, the flame of the nearest barbed wire tiki torch tower having died down, but not out, while Toniston napped. "Are you awake?" Toniston whispers. "Oh, how can I sleep in this place?" Polly moans, turning onto her side and facing Toniston, who stays on his back, imagining obscure animal-esque shapes in the rusted tin roof above them, shadows faintly formed by the nearest dying torches. "We need to work out a way to get out of here," Toniston states the obvious. He whispers, despite the fact the nearest shacks to their own are several meters away, and the occupants presumably asleep, as most prisoners seem to be. "How? There's no fence to squeeze through, or even climb," Polly replies, sitting up in bed and then stretching out her sore arms. The hairs stand on end from the slight chill in the air. "I don't know, but I think the whole fighting thing is a distraction." "You mean to distract the other prisoners when new ones arrive?" "No, I think that was just bad timing. Didn't you notice?" Toniston goes on to explain his theory. "That fight happened, everybody gathered around. I didn't see one person who wasn't watching, and then when I vomited, the only gate in this place closed shut." "What are you trying to say?" "I think something happened when everyone's back was turned." "Like what?" whispers Polly, her voice breaking up in fear. "I don't know. That's what we've got to find out." Toniston's brain starts working overtime, but it's strange that nobody seems to want to leave. They seem almost happy. Definitely content. So, when's the next one of those stupid beatdowns? Toniston can't help but think Polly looks tough, almost evil in the shadows as she asks. "I don't know," Toniston begins. But both teenagers are distracted by a crumbling noise in the distance. Hopping out of bed, Toniston joins Polly on her own, equally uncomfortable one, spotting a large, white package hovering close to the cave ceiling, behind it a shadowy figure. The package is lowered down, causing the teenagers themselves to lower as well, hoping not to be spotted by whom or what may be operating this obscure crane. Over a long, slow descent, the package is dropped to the ground. Polly keeps her eyes on it, but Toniston looks up immediately, spotting a large black shadow scurry away to God only knows where. "Come," he whispers, as he quietly hops off her bed, slipping into his docks with bare feet. Polly follows his lead. Careful to keep watch on all directions, the teenagers swiftly sneak over to the white package, their hearts beating an almost tribal jam in perfect harmony, and stopping in their tracks as the sudden realization of what lies before them sinks in. A woman, seemingly in her early 20s, wrapped up in bandages from the neck down. No, not bandages. "Is that spider web?" Polly asks, completely mortified at the prospect. Grab your copy of The Toniston Tales from thetonistonTales.com/bookstore today. Hooroo! And we're back with Thrash and Treasure. I'm Aaron, that's Evan, and we are joined by Anastasia Barzee, the gorgeous Stasi Barzee, and no one else is allowed to use that nickname except for me, or Barzed, I should say, because I am Australian and I will get in trouble by my teachers for saying Z. Anyway, so before the ad break, I asked if my favorite things is a Christmas song.
No.
No? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Please, people, stop bloody playing it.
No.
It's not. No, just because it mentions ribbons or something. I don't know.
Yeah, wrapped up with string.
And whiskers and bright colors. No, there's nothing Christmas about it. And it's my favorite things. It's not my favorite gifts. There's nothing really that relates to Christmas in that song.
No.
I think it certainly does get used at Christmas a lot.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not a Christmas song.
Okay.
No, but what is Rage Against the Machine's Killing in the Name of, which was a Christmas #1 single in the UK a few years ago.
Really?
About 10 years ago, I think. Yeah. So anyways,
how is Killing in the Name of? Okay.
What? Yeah, I'm pretty certain it did get to #1. There was a whole campaign to get it there.
Right.
So, okay, that clears it up. Universe, people, humans, stop it. Enough with my favorite things. We shall move on now.
Is not a Christmas song, but Killing in the Name of is.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, now, good. It's done.
Awesome. While we're still on Christmas, who would be your dream guests at a Stasi and the Stars Christmas concert?
Oh, goodness.
Ooh.
Your dream guests. So anyone from throughout time or history or space.
Oh, wow. How about Jimi Hendrix?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Peter Gabriel.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'd like Brian Darcy James.
Yes.
Just because he's such a sweet guy and we sound good together.
Mm-hmm.
Donna Murphy, I love, and we're friends. Gotta throw her in. Oh, I'd like a Herbie Hancock. Oh, gosh. Audrey McDonald. Do you know any of these people?
I do. Evan doesn't.
No, a couple. You lost me after Peter Gabriel.
Oh, yeah. I know I did. Keith Jarrett, because I think he'd be good at kind of reinventing some music, some Christmas stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And David Bowie.
Oh, wow.
How about that concert? That'd be fun, huh?
That would be absolutely.
Hendrix and Bowie doing Christmas songs. Yeah, I'd pay to see that.
Yeah.
With Audrey singing.
I would give myself COVID just to see that concert. Now, okay, a bit of a serious, deep question after a lot of silliness. What is one unique lesson, unique to you, lesson for performing that you've carried with you through your career? So not necessarily something that your past directors or teachers or whatnot gave you, but something that you've learnt in your journey as an actrice.
An actrice. Well, I still do this whenever I work. I always write the word joy on my mirror in whatever the lipstick is that I'm wearing in the show or the TV show or the film or whatever it is. And it's just a little reminder, through nervousness and anxiety. And there's sometimes a lot of pressure on you to perform and to be good and to get a good review and all those things, and to know what you're doing. And I love that idea of remembering that this should be joyful. This should be a good thing. This should be a nice experience. And what you're doing is giving to others. So it's that kind of idea of joy and giving joy. So I still do it. I've done it for, 30 years. I think
Mhm.
since City of Angels, I started doing it.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, it's nice. It's a good reminder for me.
If any dead bodies rock up with Joy written in lipstick on a mirror, we'll know who did it. Awesome. Murder, she baked.
Or if you go into a dressing room and there's Joy written on a mirror, you're going to go, oh, that must be Anastasia, or somebody that someone I taught it to. Yeah.
Yep. That's probably more likely to happen.
Yes, than the dead
Anyways,
bodies.
yes,
Yes,
that's it.
yes.
Now, okay, what is which is a one-time director, goodness gracious me, that you've worked with that you would like another go with?
Oh,
I noticed you worked with Doug Lyman, and I'm like, oh my God.
oh, I have. Oh, I would love to work with him again. I was
Yep.
thinking Darko Tresnik, who I worked with.
Yep.
I did Kiss Me Kate with him, and I just loved working with him. He did, he won the Tony for Gentleman's Guide.
Mhm.
But he's incredibly creative and full of whimsy and joy, and he's just brilliant. He's just great. He makes you great. He makes you better than you ever could be. He's really special. I'd love another go at Darko.
Yeah, awesome. Now, has there been a performance you walked away from that feeling that you left something out that that maybe drove you for the next one? That maybe there was that one thing that you thought you left off the table.
I don't know that I understand the question. You mean like something I walked away and thought, oh, I should have done that?
Yeah,
That kind
there's
of thing?
maybe something in the character, like a nuance or something but then you took to the next role that drove you for the next role to help boost you.
Oh, that's a really good question. I
Thank you.
think you, no, I'm really even serious. I think every time you forget something.
Yeah.
So the next time you're a little better. I think as you get older and the more you do, the more free you are. And, hopefully if you're working with a director who allows you to be free, and that's one of the things I loved about Darko is he doesn't micromanage you and say, do this, do that, do this, do that. He really lets you bring the most of yourself to the character. I think every time you bring more information, a freer acting ability, and I think you get better every time. So yeah.
So there's not one role that you're kicking yourself about, like going, damn it, I should have given like a finger twitch to it or something, or or a hair flick, or I don't know, something.
I can't think of anything specific like that. I think I've walked away and said, God, I wish I had just had more fun with that, or I wish I had gone deeper into that person, or I've had those kind of things, but nothing specific like a hair twitch or like a limp. Oh God, I should have played Josephine with a limp.
Yeah,
that would have been good.
There should have been a spit take in there somewhere.
There should have. Actually, I think I had a spit take as Josephine. I'm sure I did. I put it in everything.
Okay, now it's been a running question on this show. What has been your experience with standing ovations? Because we've found that a lot of the legacy performers, I would say, feel like the standing ovation has lost its meaning in today's audiences.
I totally agree.
You totally agree? Yeah.
Everybody stands for everything now.
I know.
It's just, I mean, and it's like part of it's really sweet because you're like, it's acknowledging how hard everyone has worked up there, because everybody does work really hard up there. Even if the show is not good, even if, whatever, you hated it, the sound went out, people missed line, whatever happened up there, everybody did really work very hard. So I feel like now we're standing for, wow, you got through it, rather than, oh, that was brilliant and moving, or that was just a thrilling night in the theater. So yeah, I think it's lost a lot of its power. Yeah.
It's a shame because it used to mean something, and the throwing of the roses onto the stage and things like that. But like we had a guest on that they did Rock of Ages, and after it opened here in Melbourne, now she also mentioned sort of Melbourne audiences here, they will give a standing ovation on opening night, which is, they've got free tickets, more so like they're just showing their gratitude and just wait to get to the free alcohol, really.
Yeah.
Because if you're sitting down, it's a little bit further away to get to that free alcohol that all these rich people are being given with their free tickets. Anyways, that's another issue for another day. Now, the Rock of Ages American producers got the cast on stage and said that the audience isn't standing up during Don't Stop Believing. What should we do about this? You guys are Australian, you understand the audience. And the cast were just like, meh. If they're gonna stand, they're gonna stand. If they're not gonna stand, they're not gonna stand. But to manufacture it like that is false, and it means nothing. And for people to walk away from that, any performer to walk away from that and feel like their second-rate performance where they stumbled over their lines and they missed, so many notes, or when, like, we all have bad days. I have bad days reading those bloody introductions, which are ridiculous, but they do 30 seconds worth, takes a lot out of me. Anyways, the point is that I know when I've nailed it. A performer knows when they've nailed it. I feel like it messes with their heads. It sets them off on the expectation is there. We're going to be breeding a group of young performers. It's this participation ribbon society, which has gotten us nowhere in life.
Yeah.
That's, again, another issue for another podcast. Yeah, that's sort of just how I feel. It's just not about me. It is about your feeling.
I literally saw yesterday Hamilton has opened again. And anyway, they were interviewing some of the guys from Hamilton, and they were saying how they got a standing ovation, first show back.
And again, it just doesn't mean anything. No, that's the thing. You can brag about it all you like, but so what? Mamma Mia gets fucking, pardon my language, standing ovations.
Well, it's built in. Yeah.
One of them was talking to the camera, and the other guy sort of, I don't know if he rolled his eyes when they mentioned the standing ovation.
Did he?
I kind of got that impression. Yeah, it was just like, yeah, we're rusty, and it's been, we need more rehearsals, that kind of thing. But yeah, they did say, oh, it's nice to see that, we're getting standing ovations just because everyone's happy that this show's on again.
Yeah.
Right.
And there will be a lot of that.
Okay, free pass for the time being. Once we're out of this. Now, you are breeding young performers who are now going to be entitled and expecting a standing ovation every time. And when they don't get it, they're going to beat themselves up about it, because that's what artists do. That's what we do.
I agree. And I have to say, this probably applies more for, dramatic things than comedic musical theater. But I feel like the times that I have been the most moved watching something, I can't speak after. I can't stand up and clap. I'm sitting there like, and when I've seen certain things that have just really like destroyed me, I think it's, I don't know if I'm articulating it well, but I think it's stupid to think that has got to be the end game, that a standing ovation is going to, show you whether the work was good or not, because we all respond to things differently. So, that is a very,
continual ticket sales will tell you if a show is good or not.
Yes.
And applause is your reward from the audience who paid to be there. So you're already getting your reward from the audience in your paycheck. Where do we go from there? If now the standing ovation is the norm, is the default for audiences to do, what then are you going to do when a performer has so remarkably exceeded or a whole cast, a whole show, that one performance, because every performance is different. So the point's been brought up that the ovation is for the show, not for the cast.
Yeah.
So therefore, the cast walking away saying, we did great tonight, we got a standing ovation. Bitch, no, you didn't. Hamilton got the standing ovation.
Right.
Come From Away got the standing ovation.
Right.
Jagged Little Pill, I don't know why, got the standing ovation. And it's like, it's such a minor thing to get so worked up about.
But it's not. No, I think it's interesting, and I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one who's feeling this.
You're not. You are not.
It does.
So many people have come on this show and completely agreed with us, and I think some people have agreed, well, at least with me, on it, because Evan doesn't rant like I do about this. I think they haven't wanted to put that out in public, like, I completely agree with you. I think it's interesting that it's not good.
I don't think it means anything anymore.
No, it's a shame. It really does.
It's a shame.
Evan, do you have any questions?
Well,
Or any thoughts on standing ovations?
Well, this I was going to comment on that where you're
Yeah.
encouraging me to watch musicals when there are literally no musicals on. So that's kind of hard to, oh, you must go out and see this. And I'm in Perth. Now, I don't know if you're aware of where Perth is, but it's the furthest away from anything.
Right.
And nothing comes here. Even when things go to Australia, they'll go to the East Coast and not to the West because it's too far.
Right.
Or if they do come, they'll leave half the show behind because the trucking costs are too much. We are literally middle of nowhere. So yeah, big shows are few and far between, and the big productions certainly even fewer and farther between. But no, I only had like a little fanboy question. You were on Murder, She Wrote.
A long time ago.
A long time ago. And I was just looking up Angela Lansbury, and I'm like, oh my God, she's still going. I was about to ask, it's sad to see the passing. No, she's still going. She's 96.
And she was so great. And her son directed the episode, and I can't think of his name, but it was such a family affair, and she was so sweet. And actually, I did that right before I went to London to do Napoleon in the West End. And I told her, I said, I'm getting ready to go make my debut in the West End. And she was so sweet and so like, oh, you must go to this restaurant. She gave me a list of places. She could not have been cooler and more like talking to your aunt. I mean, she just was the best.
That's the impression I get. It was basically, one of those stupid fanboy questions. It's like, is she really as cool as she seems?
Oh, she's so cool. She's so cool. And, there's always that thing, I was a guest on it. And so sometimes there's nowhere for the guest to sit, and they have the director's chair things, and they'll set it up, with her name on it and her, the other stars of the show. And there was, we did this scene a couple of times or whatever, and then I'm kind of walking around with my water, and she's like, Anastasia, sit with me, and then that's when she sat with me and gave me the list of restaurants to go to. And yeah, she was just the best. Yeah.
But that's kind of what it felt when David Zippel said, you have to message me after watching this Barbra Streisand movie.
Yeah.
Like, that was just like, how do you say no to that? How do you say to Angela Lansbury, no, I think I'm going to go sit over there with the Teamsters because, they've got all the good beer. So, no.
They've got all the good beer.
You don't. You sit next to Angela Lansbury and you take in everything.
Everything.
There are certain people whose careers have exceeded every aspect of the industry, and they are the icons and the legends of this world. And to have gotten to work with one, although I don't typically ask our guests about working with other people, Evan.
Oh,
we are here to no.
Yeah, but it's Angela Lansbury.
It is Angela Lansbury.
Angela Lansbury.
One of those, yeah, she is
Oh,
one of those.
yeah.
And that would lead into one of those questions of like, have you ever fanboyed out to other stars when you've bumped into them and gone, oh my God, it's,
Have you had a fangirl experience?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I have so many. I don't even know where to begin.
Okay, your most embarrassing fangirl experience then. Or the one you're about to tell. Sorry.
I don't know. Kevin Kline I worked with in a Shakespeare at Lincoln Center. And and I was not at all prepared. Jack O'Brien, who directed it, threw a party the night before we were starting rehearsals. And I didn't know anyone in the cast because I had done primarily musicals. And so I didn't know the people who did plays. And this was a big Shakespeare. And I didn't know anyone. Like, if you throw me into a musical, I'm going to know at least a few people just because I've been around for so long. But I didn't know anyone. And I was sitting at the bar all by myself drinking wine. And Jack O'Brien brings over Kevin Kline. And I couldn't speak. And I was such an idiot. We ended up being, palsy during the run, and he teased me about it too. I just was like, I didn't know what to say because I just love him so much. And there he was standing there, and I was just, hi, just like an idiot. But yeah, I think that's my biggest terrible fangirling. Yeah.
Lucky you didn't do one of your signature spit takes then.
No, I didn't. No. Oh God, no.
Can happen to anyone.
That's it.
But he's a sweetheart and totally laid back and cool and really? Not at all. I don't know.
Yeah, my only serious question is well more what you normally do at the end. Have you got something to plug? What's next?
I just finished working on a big movie called She Said, which is directed by Maria Schrader and starring Carey Mulligan. And I just finished.
Yeah.
I was in New York for 3 weeks working on that, and it is based on the book about the two women who broke the Harvey Weinstein scandal. So
Oh,
I have a
nice.
nice part in that, and I'm very excited to be a part of it. So that's what I just finished doing about 2 weeks ago. So
Right.
I
Nice.
have
Yeah,
a very
yeah.
vulgar Broadway joke about Harvey Weinstein
Oh God, please.
masturbating into a pot plant being the origin story of Audrey too.
Oh,
Oh,
Seymour, stop it.
fantastic.
Thank you. I've said it before. No one really so many of my jokes. Just people don't
My
get them.
God.
You are the perfect
Oh.
guest, really. You've
Oh,
got all
that
my
is
jokes.
really good. Really wrong.
Thank you. It is very, very wrong.
Very wrong.
Yes. Okay. So, what has been your biggest? What is your biggest creative pet peeve in film or TV?
Oh.
Something about the industry, not the typical sexism or anything like that. I don't want to hear a cliche answer. I want something that's your pet peeve that
Okay.
just makes you go, "Ugh," like those caterers that or whatever. I don't know, something.
Okay, I've got one that's sort of interesting. So because I've worked theater and I've also worked in television and film, there's a big difference in how actors are allowed to speak to each other. And I find it ridiculous. If you're working in television or film, you talk with your scene partner and you discuss, hey, what about this? And do you think, what do you think is going on here? And like you'll have conversations over in the chairs or by the craft service where you'll like work the shit out.
Yeah.
And it's very collaborative and it's very free and there are no egos. At least I haven't experienced. I mean, I did this with Sean Penn. You know what I mean? Like that's what you do. You go off into the corner and you talk about shit and you figure, okay, well, what if I do this? What do you think of this? And in theater, you're not allowed to do it. Everything has to go through the directors. So,
wow.
And I have there are certain people that are cool about it, but I have experienced in theater, it's a very different, if you go up and say, hey, you know what, in that scene, do you think maybe let's try it once where we do this? They'll look at you like, I'm sorry, you have to talk to the director. It's bizarre.
Yeah. That's cold.
It's very strange. And I did television first in my career and then did theater. So when I came into theater and I'm like, what do you mean we can't talk about it? It was such a strange thing to me. So that's my biggest pet peeve. And I'm telling you, there are some people in our business who are such sticklers for it. And it's really strange to me. Very strange. But I will tell you though, the bigger the stars, the less issue they have with it because they've done television and film and they're used to that kind of oh yeah, let's talk this shit out. Let's figure out how to make this good.
Yeah.
Whereas you go do a show in Hartford, Connecticut or something, and you're dealing with somebody who's never worked in other mediums and they're like, I'm sorry, you can't, please don't come and talk to me about this. Please talk to the director. So that's my pet peeve.
Wow. It's no matter how much I've known about the industry and how many secrets are in my head and all that, because obviously we get quite intimate conversations with you guys. That thank you so much for allowing that. You don't know us. My point is that no matter how much information I have gleaned over the years or gained, it just seeped in from every aspect, I never knew that. I actually would, if you had asked me which one is which, I would have said the opposite, that theater people were closer, that were more willing to work together as a team. I'm literally, I am gooped and gagged by this. You have made my Christmas morning with this. I had no idea, and I will be bringing this up every time.
Yes.
And I'm making it known that that's cold. That is cold.
It's strange.
You're artists. You are not just individual artists in theater. You are working together as a team. Right? You share dressing rooms a lot of the times with one or two other people if you're a lead, or maybe if you're Patti LuPone, you've got your own. Yeah, sure.
Right.
Your own friggin' penthouse dressing room, probably. But anyways, more power to her. She earned it.
She
I
ended.
mean, like you are a team together. Like
Yeah,
in
yeah.
amateur theater, we do rehearsal camps and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
that's
yeah.
sort of why that tweet about the person passing on the hug stood out to me.
Yeah.
Because obviously the Me Too and the COVID thing, I made a joke about it, but that's what I've known theatre to be like,
Yeah.
is that people are close, that we will laze around on each other, not just next to each other.
You do. And like I said, like the ones who are the bigger stars, the bigger names are generally way more generous.
Nothing to prove.
Yeah.
Okay, no. So anyway, so we're all sidetracking.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say we're not going to ask you what your pet peeve is because honestly, there's not enough hours in the day.
That's why I have a podcast. Now, just
Yeah.
one quick silly question to end on. We're going to do a little bit of word association.
Okay.
So we've never done this with our guests before. So what is the first word that pops into your head? Piano.
Love.
Sondheim.
Company.
Politics.
Biden.
Glitter.
Gay.
Santa Claus.
Gay.
Rabbit ears.
You're in town.
Hey. And heavy metal.
Twisted Sister.
Twisted Sister. Interesting. That glitter, my answer would be abomination. Ban it all. It is literally little pieces of metal. What's wrong with us? That shit gets in our eye.
Oh, yes.
Anyways.
Yeah. Mine was everywhere.
What? Your glitter? Hope you cleaned up after yourself?
Yes.
See, and when I said gay, I meant glitter and be gay.
That was what I came to my head. And then
You got that.
I was
But then
like,
Santa Claus had
yep.
to be gay too.
yes.
No, I've had stepdaughters.
Yeah.
I've had a stepdaughter who plays with. At some point, they end up with the glitter and glue, and you're dealing with that shit for months.
It gets everywhere.
No, it's horrible.
It is.
How about when somebody gives you a birthday card and you open it and there's glitter in it?
Oh, no.
No one's hated me that much.
Block and defriend them and punch them in the nose for that one. Goodness gracious me. No, I am anti-glitter. Confetti, that's fine. That's paper. Like, that's not going to cut my eyeball out when it's on the end of my finger and I rub my eye. Goodness gracious me. Do you know how many times I've done crap like that? Because my mum uses it a lot.
Although we did New Year's outside with a lot of confetti, and 12 months later, it's still in the grass.
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
Yeah.
I'm over it.
That gets everywhere too.
But anyways, on that sparkly note, it has been an absolute delight. Thank you so much for
You're
coming
so
on this
welcome.
tragic little sassy show. I did try warning, as I warn all my guests over time. Like,
no, I loved it. It was fun. It was great.
awesome. Thank you for playing Valerie in Days of Our Lives.
Oh my God. And I love the new heavy metal Christmas album. And now I'm going to go look and find more.
Yeah, awesome.
Well, there's plenty of them. Yeah.
I'm going to find them.
Yeah, I think this one, the one I normally chuck on, it's called A Very Metal Christmas. Is a compilation album, and it's a lot of big names. It's a lot of Alice Coopers and people like that. Ronnie James Dio, all very, like I said, big names in it.
All right, I'm gonna find it.
It's just a compilation, so it didn't quite count, but it's a hell of an album.
I'm looking it up right now. A Very Metal Christmas.
How did I not see that pun? I deliberately didn't go with a ho 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 pun because I thought that's far too obvious, and I did run through all the obvious Christmas puns that there are. But
yeah, I'm not sure if that's even stemming from the young ones. Adrian Edmondson on the back of his jacket had very metal instead of heavy metal.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Oh, there's a whole bunch. Hard and Heavy Christmas.
Is that a metal album or a porn?
I know, it sounds awful.
Yeah, we should play a game. Let's concoct a game for our guests that come on. What's a heavy metal album and what's a porno?
I like that.
And we'll see if guests can guess.
I like it.
Guests can guess. So
guess.
But anyways, so let's take all that again. Thank you so much. It has been an absolute delight for you to share your Christmas with us and our listeners. So where can people find you on the social medias?
I am on Twitter. It's my full name, Anastasia Barzee. And I'm on Instagram, also Anastasia Barzee.
Yeah, awesome. And as I have made it known, no one else is allowed to use Stasi Barzee because that is my reward for 3 months of lockdown and too many thoughts. But no,
Love
you've
it.
been an absolute perfect guest, laughing at all my terrible jokes. It is wonderful. I am just thrilled. Sometimes I'm tempted to say, and at the start of it, and please feel free to laugh at my jokes, because sometimes guests feel like if I'm talking or doing my review and all that, they don't realize they can laugh and it's not going to affect anything.
Yeah.
I will get their laughter and then I look good. So they sit there in silence through their
Oh
introductions.
no,
And
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no, no. No, it was so good.
no, thank you so much. But yes, no. Anyways, to you guys at home, a Merry Christmas and a Merry Christmas to you, Evan, as well, and Anastasia. Anyways, take care. Please drive safe. And as with our last episode, instead of our usual theme by Death in Bloom, we're going to leave you with the second half of the latest single by friend of the show, Lisa Humber. And if you listen closely, you'll also hear the gorgeous voice of Steffi D. Dominicantonio, who we've also had on the show. And Stasi?
See you next time.
Hooroo.
Me at midnight underneath the mistletoe. One kiss from you, babe, and it really goes to show this festive spirit can make everything feel right. Even the darkest year can start to shine so bright.